For me anyway, it always starts with an idea, which I then will translate onto a piece of paper. Depending on how rough or how detailed that image is going to be, sometimes I'll draw directly onto the plate, or other times I might transfer using tracing paper onto the plate itself. The relief plate creates an inverse image, so sometimes that comes into play in the making of the plate. For example, if I'm using text or something like that, the text will need to be placed on the plate in reverse so that it prints the right way around in the end. Once I've created the image onto the plate, the next stage is to cut out using the different wood tools or carving tools to create an image. And then when the image has been created or has been carved out from the plate, often I'll test it just by running a piece of paper over it, and just to see, that roughly gives me an idea what the image is going to turn out like. So to give you an idea of whether or not you need to cut more or whether you are ready to go to the next stage, which is inking up the plate. I use oil-based inks, and I roll them on using a roller. Slowly, so slowly building up layers of ink on the roller and then transferring them directly onto the plate. And so this process takes a little bit of time. The plate needs to be turned in all directions so that the ink transfers onto the plate evenly. And then I need to check that and just make sure that there's no marks, roller marks or anything like that before I take it to the press. So by comparison to other printing methods, I suppose you would say that it's a lot more of an immediate result. But then at the same time, like with all plates, with any form of printing, you can always be surprised. It doesn't always end up looking exactly like you visualized. So when you get into printing, the whole process seems to start over again. This is a two-colour print. The first ink has already gone down, which is a combination of monoprinting and working by hand. So that's a hand burnish. I think this might be the oldest printing press in the studio. It's 1871. The old flatbed. And it's gorgeous to work on. One of the things I love about working here in the studio is getting the opportunity to work with these old presses. Bring them back to life. I'm adding some additional padding. You could see the fine work on the animal, working by hand with sort of blind pencils, if you like, to get those very fine lines on the hair and so on. This was kind of like looking at the herd in Phoenix Park and observing that some of the animals up close and some further at a distance all walking in the same direction.